I want to talk to my guest, Christopher Hahn, about the border wall. The wall is going up, come hell or high water. There's a partial government shutdown. The Democrats over in Puerto Rico, at least some of them, having a party, partying it up, pretending to care about the people. And I want to talk to Christopher Hahn. He is a progressive political commentator and a syndicated radio host. And I wanted to talk to him for a few minutes here about the wall and the Great White Hope and all the good things that are happening in our country. Christopher, thank you for coming on. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jesse. Thanks for having me. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. And so, Christopher, are you for a big, beautiful wall going up?
No, not everywhere, man. I mean, when you have thousands of miles of desert at the border, with lots of miles between populated centers, I think using modern technology to patrol our borders and maybe putting some of that money the president wants into a beefed-up border patrol with more agents necessary to do the job and the proper technology to do the job. I don't think you need a physical structure, which I think would be, quite frankly, ineffective.
Amazing.
In the parts of the desert, where you would have to look.
Are you on a speakerphone, Christopher, or something like that?
I am. Why? You can't hear me?
Right. You sound far. Come to the phone. You can't.
How's that? Is that better for you?
Oh, that's much better.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah. And so
here's my feeling. So I'm talking about technology, and then my technology fails me. So that's it.
See, the technology doesn't always work.
Neither do walls.
No, a wall always works.
No, Jesse. You know that a ladder beats a wall every time, right?
Amazing.
Every single time. There's never been a wall that a ladder that was a foot taller than it couldn't beat.
That's amazing. But we got to have the border patrols there. We got to have, as you mentioned, technology working around those walls and everything else. Are you for the wall in Israel?
Israel is in a war zone. We are not in a war zone. That is apples to oranges. That is one of those conservative arguments that get made all the time. Israel is in a war zone, and it's also, by the way, a much smaller area than the president is talking. Israel is the whole state of Israel is the size of New Jersey. And what you're talking about, where they have a wall, is a very small part of Israel.
So, are you for the wall?
Defended by their military.
Are you for the wall in Israel? Are you for that wall in Israel?
I think that wall serves its purpose because it's a war zone, and frankly, it's guarded 24/7 every 50 feet. Are we gonna guard?
Why can't we do the same thing? Why can't we do the same thing?
Because we're talking about 2,000 miles. Do you understand how long 2,000 miles is?
So let me ask again, are you for the wall in Israel, yes or no?
I just said I was. It serves its purpose.
And so why not be for a wall? Why not be for a wall in your own country, which is America, because we're being invaded by illegal aliens and about terrorists? But we are being invaded.
We're not being invaded. We're not at war with Mexico, and I don't see the need to waste billions of dollars that could be better spent on border security on a vanity project that the president made up off the top of his head without any input from any real expert. I think it's ridiculous.
Christopher, does it bother you that illegal aliens are hurting black Americans first and foremost when they come into our country, because they land in the urban areas and they're taking jobs away from them? In the area where I live, they're taking jobs, they're bringing gangs, they're bringing drugs, they're running blacks out of their own community. Even some of the members of my organization, they're running them out of their communities. There's a war happening.
I don't see any real statistical evidence of that.
I'm telling you that. Are you bothered by that at all, that blacks are being affected?
I know that there's anecdotes about that. But frankly, I don't believe that that's actually happening on a large scale.
Well, come to L.A. and go down to Compton. Come to L.A. and go down to Compton, California, South Central L.A., and read my book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate and Blame the Victimhood. So I want to know, though, are you bothered by that? Are you bothered by that blacks are being affected by it?
Am I bothered by it?
Does it bother you that the illegal aliens are affecting blacks?
Here's the thing, Jesse. Myself and all the people on the left, we do not support illegal immigration. We do support border security. We do not support companies hiring people who are not here documented properly. And I think that's part of what needs to be done here, is that in addition to border security, we need comprehensive immigration reform that goes after employers who are creating a market that is driving people to come here illegally.
Because of time, Christopher, I have a couple of questions. Are you bothered that black Americans are being affected first and foremost by illegal aliens coming into our country?
As I said, Jesse, I have not seen any evidence to suggest that that is widespread.
Why don't you look to see if it's true? Why haven't you looked to see?
Jesse, I look all the time. I'm wondering how you looked. I'm wondering how much. I know you look at anecdotes, at something somebody says happened to them particularly.
No, I work with these people all the time. I work in those communities.
You always find, see, this is the problem with the right. The right always finds a single example to prove their point rather than looking at the statistics that show something completely different. And then when people show them the statistics, they deny the statistic because they are ignorant to the fact or wish to remain ignorant. And it's a willful ignorance that is destroying this country. And people need to understand you got to look at the facts and not at individual.
So let's look at the facts. Support for the wall is at an all-time high. 42% of the American people support the wall, but it used to be at 62% who didn't support it. Now it's going up. Are you happy to see that, or are you disappointed?
I think that people need to wake up. Those 42%, that number should be 5%. But, look, 33% of Americans will do whatever this president says. They've decided to substitute his judgment for theirs, which is very dangerous. In America, you need to think for yourself.
And Democrats are thinking for themselves. They want these illegal aliens here for votes.
No,
they don't care about women. They don't care about children. They don't care about children. They don't care about the blacks.
You say a lot of dumb things.
They don't care about the blacks or anything.
Stupidest, ignorant things you've ever said in your life.
Christopher.
They want the wall. They want the illegal immigrants to come here for votes. That is
they do. It's all
nonsense.
about the votes.
You know it. I know it. The American people know it. That is just dumb.
Let me ask you this. What's your impression of the great white hope, President Trump?
I don't even know what that is.
President Trump.
Oh, he's the great white hope?
Yes, sir.
Well, he's going to go down just like the great white hope did in the movie. I don't know if you ever saw the movie, the great movie. He's going to go down the same way. He's going to get knocked out.
I doubt it. That's what you guys want, but that's not going to happen.
Look, hold on a minute. My technology's failing me. My Bluetooth wanted to pick up on you. I'm sorry, Jesse.
No.
He's going to go down, just like James Earl Jones knocked out the Great White Hope in that movie. He's going to get knocked out.
No, the Democrats are going.
Election.
The never-Trumpers, the Rhino Republicans, and the Democrats are going, and the liberal media who support the Democrats, they're all going down. How do you feel about?
Let me explain. So I don't know if you read the New York Times this weekend.
No.
The media, frankly, is responsible for Donald Trump. And as much as Donald Trump likes to pretend he hates the media, Donald Trump loves the media. The mainstream media created this man. They created a monster.
No, Obama did that. The Father Messiah and Big Mama Michelle did that by trying to destroy our country. And so the people got fed up. They were afraid if another liberal got in.
By tripling the stock market, taking unemployment from 11% to 4.5%. It was a real.
Oh no, Obama was a nightmare. He's a socialist. But let me ask.
He's a socialist who tripled the stock market.
He's a socialist.
Think you know what socialism is.
And
frankly, I think most people on the right don't know what socialism is.
No, I know what socialism is.
And then they go out there and they say, "Keep your government hands off my Medicare." That's the brilliance of the right.
May I give you an example?
Government programs, capitalism. And they decided to call Democrats, who, quite frankly, here's the problem with Republicans. They've got xenophobic members of their party. I'm not saying you're xenophobic. Maybe you are, maybe you're not.
No.
Who quite frankly, are afraid of all immigration, not just illegal
immigration,
all immigration, because they can't compete because they don't want to adjust to the modern economy.
That's not it. Illegal aliens are coming here for free stuff and to bring crime. You see those stupid women and children coming because they want free stuff for their kids. They don't even want to work.
Yeah, the hardest working people in our country.
No, they're not. They're begging.
And they always have been. It's what makes
That's not true. That is not true.
I think we've gotten too comfortable in this country. We're too lazy in this country. People don't want to work hard. They don't want to fight for their position.
That's not true.
People that come in from abroad who are seeking a better life for their children, just like my family.
So you're saying that black people don't? Are you saying that black people are lazy and don't want to work?
Oh, I'm not saying black people. I'm saying white people.
No, black people are the ones that need the job. Blacks are the ones that need the job.
I'm thinking all people in this country, all Trump supporters. Quite frankly, let me be clear, Jesse. There are very few black people that support the President of the United States. Of that 33% that'll do whatever he wants, I would say maybe 1% of them are black.
But it's the blacks, Christopher.
I'm talking about the xenophobic fear of the newcomers to this country.
Christopher, it's the black people who the illegal aliens are taking the jobs from. Are you bothered by that?
You know, are you bothered by the fact that 98% of African Americans do not want a border wall?
Are you bothered that the illegal aliens are taking the jobs away from the blacks?
As I said before, we don't have any real evidence of that.
You just said it. You said that these illegal aliens are doing the jobs.
No, I'm saying people who come here, who immigrate here, want to work harder.
Oh, but not
they're coming from places that are horrible.
Oh, you mean the ones who are coming here legally?
We're all getting fat and lazy in this country. We don't want to compete for our jobs. We're too comfortable.
Christopher, you mean the ones who want to come here legally, not the illegal?
It's the fear that the president and his minions play on. They play on that fear, Jesse, that these people are coming here.
How about,
they're not just talking about illegal immigration. They're talking about all.
No, we love the president. Hey, Christopher.
Fear.
Christopher, you need to know that we love this president. We're not going to turn our back on him. He is the great white hope. And it doesn't matter what the lying liberal children of the lie, like the liberal media, the Democratic Party, we don't care what they say. Hold on, Christopher.
You should watch that movie because you'll never call him that again.
No, he is the great white hope. I got to ask you, Oprah, that was a possibility.
Remember Jerry Cooney? He was the great white hope. What happened to him?
He wasn't President Trump,
though. You remember that fight? Come on, Jesse.
He wasn't President Trump, though. I got to ask you.
Yes, everybody who's been called the great white hope is lined up on their back.
Not this one, though. Let me ask you. At one time, Oprah was talking about running for president. Aren't you glad that nightmare is over? We don't need a person like her in our White House.
I think she'd be better than what we got now.
No.
She'd be light years better than what we got now.
She would be Big Mama at its worst.
No, she'd be great compared to this guy. It'd be day and night. She'd believe in hope. She wouldn't try to scare people into believing in her. And if you didn't believe in her because you didn't believe in her because of facts of things on the ground, not because you were afraid.
No, that's not true. We don't want socialism.
It's about fear and smear. And you want to talk about socialism. This guy has doubled the deficit since he's been president, and he wants to do it even more. He wants to triple it by building this stupid wall. I've never seen the Republicans shut down the government to increase spending.
I was going to ask you about that. Mexico will end up paying, but I want to ask you this. How do you feel that the Democrats pretend to care about the American people, and during this partial shutdown, the Democrats in Puerto Rico partying it up?
So Puerto Rico was devastated by a hurricane. And
how do you feel about the Democrats? You're not answering my question. How do you feel about
I'm answering your question.
The godless Democrats?
Democrats went down there to participate in a fundraising event for Puerto Rico because the president...
Show us the party that they're fundraising in. Show us the picture.
The president's been so inept in dealing with the hurricane relief in Puerto Rico that private people like Lin-Manuel Miranda, the great artist, went down there to raise money for Puerto Rico because this president has done such a bad job at doing his job.
I got to ask you this.
To an emergency. God hope that we don't have any major emergencies during this shutdown.
I got to ask you this final question. How does it feel to be dishonest with the American people? How are you feeling being dishonest about what you're saying? What is that like?
How do you feel? Why don't you tell me how you feel? Being completely dishonest or completely unaware.
You are not answering. If you notice, you're not answering any questions.
Because I'm not dishonest. Jesse.
How are you
You're
feeling?
dishonest.
How you feel? How does it feel?
How do you feel?
Because you're for the wall.
Feel being dishonest to the American people?
Christopher,
How do you feel?
Christopher, you're for the wall in Israel, but not in America. I'm confused by that.
Yeah, because it's a 40-mile wall in Israel. You want to build a 1,900-mile wall through the desert? You're out of your mind.
Yes,
it's
whatever
a 40-mile
takes.
wall through populated neighborhoods.
Whatever it takes to
It's a big
protect,
difference.
whatever it takes to protect the citizens in my country.
Are you that afraid
I
of
want
people
to-
barefoot walking here? Are you that
Yes.
afraid? It's not like they're coming here and throwing bombs.
No, they end up in the inner cities. They end up in the black community. Christopher,
Well,
tell
that's a stereotype that's not supported by any
the
facts.
folks how to get to your website, how to listen to your show.
I'm at Christopher Hahn on Twitter. That's all you need to know. And Jesse, thanks. This was fun. I hope you didn't mind my back and forth.
Not at all, Christopher. Thank you so much for coming on. I wish you well this year.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, buddy. Amazing. There you have it, folks. Christopher Hahn. I've seen him on Tucker.